year 2098, a girl has been abducted and a killer has been hired to find her and bring her home. Now, nearly 40 years prior to that, there was a catastrophic environmental disaster on the American West Coast, which caused most of the country to just be walled off. And that part that was walled off just made it become overrun with paramilitary strike squads, militias, violent motorcycle gangs, narco-terrorists, just to name a few. Now, this woman, Dell, was kidnapped by one of those militias, the Golden State Militia, in fact, after she volunteered to work on the front to do triage. Now, as the story opens, Dell is being rescued by this incredibly badass killer named Fail. Fail manages to get Dell away from these three thugs that were holding her, but now the leader of this warlord, if you will, leader of this motorcycle, has sent his best killer out on the trail of Fail and Dell. So things are not looking good for them. Now we get hit with a plethora, if you will, of apocalyptic tales and lots of indie comic books these days, and I'm cool with that. That's no problem. But if you're going to do an apocalyptic indie comic book, you should probably follow the Walking Dead model. That you have to make the characters compelling, you got to make them relatable, and probably have clever dialogue as well. Almighty, which is written and drawn by Edward LaRoche, has all those things. You get a very brief and concise synopsis of what the situation is as far as the apocalypse goes on the first page. We don't know a lot about Dell, other than she's compassionate because she volunteered to go run triage on a war front. We know even less about the assassin that has come to rescue her, but there's enough been revealed to make you want to know more about them. And this whole West Coast militia just seems like the most disgusting, violent bunch of murderers you ever want to run into. So the more we find out about them, that'll probably make a great story too. And LaRoche not only does a great job with the art, but his storytelling is on point. He really spells out so much without saying a lot. It's not a very wordy book, but it doesn't leave you wondering about a lot of things, which is one thing I really have a problem with it with some first issues. Issue number 1 is double-sized, so I imagine the subsequent issues will probably be a very quick read, which is another thing that I like. So, based on all those things, I can definitely recommend you pick up a copy of Almighty by Edward LaRoche on Image Comics. So that's all for this Indie Comics review. Thanks for stopping by. Hit the like button and the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm making my next video. So until next time, see you guys in the funny papers. I not only love reading indie comics, but I've self-published several indie comics of my own. You can find them on my Alternative City shop, which has a link below this video. There, you'll find, along with my comics, t-shirts, stickers, and mystery boxes, you'll find pins and magnets that I call CBOs, or comic book originals, which are buttons, magnets, and pocket mirrors that I make from superhero comic books. These are one-of-a-kind items made from images cut directly from comic books, not photocopies, so each one is unique. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.